we've seen what they do with a strong position, right? They absolutely farm. And so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would put them in somewhat of a similar category as I would 17, but look at that turn, Tig! Wow.
That was one tick. You still got another 3 to go, and you're out of ammo, my friend. Does just send it in the water, or does he not? They come flying forward. But Longska, full aggression in the water. He goes. He has to try and reposition, and now Tig is the one with a favorable position.
Oh, but all of a sudden, on trying to provide some cover as much as he can for Longsker here. The nade will come out.
Team is there to help him.
Yeah, now you see Kick as well. Other members of Sonic are in a posture to help this fight, and they absolutely need to. Shrimsy goes down, though.
A lot of damage done on both sides. Sonic's forced to kind of split out and try to take control. Shrimsy will fall, as you said, because of it. Kick isolated on the shack on the other side. Adrian up on the hillside, trying to grant some overhead protection for Tiggleton, but it's not really happening. Good thing is that Tick can stay alive on his own. Longska goes down. Nan with a chance really right now to leave, but as I say that, the tire is popped.
He realizes he's got to reposition that vehicle as soon as possible, otherwise he's not going anywhere as the other member of December 12 Kickstart. What a shot.
Incredible shot to kick things off, or kick things off, really to finish things off here.
Kickstart things off?
Kickstop? Yeah, I don't know. As Nan now again, broken vehicle. Does Sonic stay here? Do they do this to assert dominance and say, you know what, if you're going to try and take out one of our guys, we're going to sit around until it's done, and there it is done. Sonic's annihilating New Heavy.
Well, it was at the cost of Shrimsy, but I will be honest with you, Sonics will take that all day for 4 kills.
In a situation like this where Tick gets pulled up on out of nowhere, they're far from the circle, rotating on in, getting 4 points, 1 eliminated player there on their part. Again, yeah, you take those.
And FaZe just running straight into Danawa. This is dangerous for FaZe as they're going to take some damage, and that's going to be 2 knocks. Easy for Anonix.
Solid shots coming through from Anonix, finding the double. Vex James down early on. Gustav out of the vehicle, but there comes the off angle. It's Anonix again, able to find the 3rd deal. Able to, I guess, bait the focus of Gustav for a second, forced him to look the other way, and that's going to allow Anonix to get himself a 3-piece. And now, down the hill comes Xiao Wu. 17, they heard the action, and they want this position.
And they absolutely love going for those third parties, as you know, and so that will be a flush on Hikari as well, as they continue to try to take over this position here. In fact, they do. They now have forced Danawa off to the sides, off to the edge of the cliff.
I mean, timing could not have been any better. I was a little worried for 17 again. I mean, and it's the same thing that happens for FaZe. It's uphill rotation. There's no way to scout it properly unless you're using an E pickup. There falls Correxy. Glorious is going to be the man to take him out. So FaZe out in 15th, but it's such a hard rotation to have to make up from the southern side. You can't really approach it any other way than what 17 and FaZe did. The issue is 17 came up because Danawa hears 17. They're now ready.
Na'Vi now getting out, just kind of looking at their back. They do have somewhat of a ridge to play on this north side, but it's really not all that great, and they're going to have to contest with Megalos actually in a good position there to also receive anyone coming in on the north. So I really like that from them. Meanwhile, the Gladiators now having to contest with Cerberus on the south, and this is what I was worried about for them.
Yep, it was 17 to kick off the fight with 1 going down. Now Dansei falls as well as Iononix and Danawa continue to dish out damage on the eastern side of the circle. Tianba down and out as they reach kill number 5. Cerberus, though, pushing on forward. Help came through from 17, and Cerberus will gladly take the kills on the other side of this hill.
And it's just down to Rocks. What can he do? A 17 now starting to make that push in behind Cerberus. They've heard this fight, and we saw earlier what they could do, especially with the shots that were being fired from Danawa into FaZe, and they are absolutely going to pounce. That is what they do best.
Yep, Cerberus, tricky situation they find themselves in. Yes, they get the points, but you got to continue moving forward. You have Rock still alive on the other side. You have 4M on the hill up above as well, and 17 from the east side with potential angles too. Rock's going in the car, trying to get out of there, but it's not going to happen, so Lolsey gets himself his 3rd.
Yeah, but the consolation prize is now 2 members knocked in a very heavy blue. And so I'm not sure they'll be able to recover both. Maybe 1 member as we now move to Day Trade, who finally are getting in a fight. They lost the Anadol early, though, and so that's going to be a 3-person team trying to move into this edge with Danawa, who have just been expertly navigating this side of the circle. Done well enough with 4 points, and so, yeah, anything Solozzi gets at this point is just going to be a little bit of icing on that cake as he's just trying to figure out whether he goes left or right. What a spray from Diffix!
Solid
melts Lou.
Solid shots coming through from Na'Vi as they continue to maneuver further forward. Feared, no, Vest doesn't matter. He's going to push forward regardless. Fox kickstart just on the other side as Na'Vi claim kill number 5. New Happy in the meantime almost up to 10 kills as well as we hop back to Sololsi, who is continuing to try and suppress on the other side. And at this point, I think he just conceded. He goes, you know what? I'm going to go for these kills regardless. Either I get you or I go down.
Oh, and he's doing a significant amount of damage here. Look at that. Suju goes down. Xiaobei down to 1 health. He will fall, but now it's going to open the window for 4EM to come in.
Yep, finally they peek on out. They've been playing tight for a while, only 1 kill so far, but they are still 3 players up, and there you go, 1 more point added, and the entire South secured. And with this new circle being where it is, they can now start and flex out the same way that we saw Expendables and 17 do so earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately for Daytrade and Danawa, they haven't really had to contest with much. At least Danawa, the way you were talking about it, you're absolutely right. I mean, they were very careful. They made sure not to overextend, and they just wanted to control their little slice of the pie to make sure that that circle, when it did shift, they had something to play and not anyone really to contest with. And now that the blue is at their backs, they are comfortable.
Valentine has been creeping on forward for a while, but now they're starting to pounce. Kiss able to get himself the double. Ferris, Diffix both down. Hekatori solo player left alive, trying to stay put, but he finds himself in a very, very tricky position. Smoke's really the only cover he has to play around. Valentine, though, not seemingly too eager to push on forward.
No, and the Expendables actually are getting kind of picked apart here, as finally Na'Vi will fall. And that's going to go in the hands of Freaks, I believe, Danawa, again, just kind of holding on and trying to take some shots over here towards this fight between Daytrade and Expendables, but because of that dip, they're not able to do so, and now the Freaks and Danawa will have to meet and have to move.
Yes, they have to take this fight. Danawa, there's no way they get to get off that hillside and wrap her all the way around without Freaks shooting them in the back. And look at this again, I mean, Daytrade, they're just prone down in the valley below. A team tried to join them, and that's their APAC counterpart in the Expendables, but they were not allowed to play around here. And now Danawa is going to make the run. I thought they were going to play it a little safe on that northern side, maybe take the fight to Freaks. They could get themselves very, very caught out here if Freaks realize what has just happened.
Yeah, they wanted to beat the timing there to make sure that they got away from the Freaks before they peeked over, and it looks like they will be able to do so. Multiple vehicles were actually available to them, so very nice move. Loki, though, might actually be trapped.
Did he not get in the car in time, or did
was a
they leave him
two-seater
behind on purpose? Oh, yeah, true.
The RB was a two-seater. He couldn't.
The coupe don't fit him in. Unfortunate. In the meantime, over on the other side, 4AM now, again, as I said before, opting to start flex out, try and clear their edges. They would have heard the vehicle from Danawa down below, and that's why they're aggressively going up here to try and make sure no one's going to push in from their side.
And that was just a difficult rotation, regardless of how you cut it, because Danawa either had to deal with a team above, or they had to get the timing, which they did, and then sit right under 4AM.
Also, I mean, in all fairness, low-key, as long as 4AM from the hill up high doesn't spot him, could end up playing a massive spoiler. Should Freaks expect all of Danawa to now be on the other side. Yeah,
but the problem is the circle is now starting to close in on Loki, so he's going to have to move and
gotta commit to a hill, which I would say.
I mean, to that point, the other members of Danawa aren't even in, Toby.
Yeah, exactly. Do they go over and pick him up? Is that what Deal is contemplating here? Go and get him in the car? Or do they just make a run for it? I'm not sure. Freak's peeking on over, but of course, this comes with the danger of having everyone else look towards you. Salute, I see the Panzerfaust in your head. What are you gonna do with it? Nothing for now as Deal once again steps up and finds his kill number 3. Danawa at 10.
10 kills, you asked. You said he had big shoes to fill, and indeed he does. Loki now will get another kill there, and that's going to be a nice double flush.
What a start of the day here for Danawa, 12 and counting. They are not done just yet. They should find themselves, if not a top 3 guarantee, then something close to it. They have done their work. They're now free on the eastern side. The fights will happen on the western. If they want to, they can run up this hill for free and take the fight. They can backstep it. They can claim this win right here.
The way they have played this has been so impressive. The fact that they've been able to navigate around all these full teams as a 3-man without really taking any casualties has been wonderful from Danawa.
I mean, this is now an open buffet. They finished their food first, and they're going in for seconds. They have all of 4AM looking the other way, and that's your double that you want. Loki up on 5 kills now, as well as UNQ Force down. Beans with a double. Solid Korean play coming through here as Danawa find themselves in a 3v1v1. Bean, what can you do? Belmuth, what can you do to take down the current 14-kill Danawa roster?
Well, at the very least, Bean has done enough. He got that double. He eliminated the team, getting more points as a solo. Anything he gets at this point is going to be a bonus. But again, as you said, Danawa has just been playing this so flawless.
I mean, honestly, kudos to Day1 for being in a tricky situation early. They knew they were surrounded. They had to back off. And now, just off of placement points alone, that's 5 in the bank for them. Smart by Belmoth not to over-aggress earlier, to kind of realize the situation that he was in and just salvage points as everyone else fought forward.
I love that smoke distraction by Bean.
Yes.
He throws it and he continues to wrap around this hill. But Loki is in such a good position to receive this as Bean peaks. And so they're just trying to close this as consistently as possible by not giving anything away. But
it's one
Loki very low.
That is one revealed. Smoke deployed further up the hillside. We have not seen Belmoth shoot yet.
He doesn't need to.
And the thing, well, I mean, he doesn't. Bean is doing everything he can to go, Belmoth, bro, I need you. Where's
Please.
the backup? I'm doing everything I can, and he's doing another bit. Bean, able to find Loki.
Unbelievable, and so they will at least find Belmoth, but Bean will get the flush. Another point will go his way. 3 kills and a 1v2.
1 flash, 2 mollies. On the side of Danawa, nothing. There's a smoke between them. That's all there is to play around as the peek around the side now comes through.
No way.
Able to find the first.
No way
No
does
vest on
Bean
deal.
get this. It's a 1v1 again for the last game, Toby.
No vest on Deal, a couple of bullets to the chest, and he's going to be down, but he's up against Bean with low
Oh.
HP, and it's going to be Deal, the newcomer, on the side of Danawa to bring home the win on the western side of Stalpa.
That's still such a tricky situation, especially with how masterfully Bean played that endgame as a solo.